All right, a couple really important things to remember about this lab. Every red bean represents a big F allele. Every white bean represents a little f. If I have two reds, okay, that's big F, and that's long fur. If I have one of each, big F, little f, and that's medium. And if I have two white ones, that's little f, and that's short fur. Okay, so you might want to pause here, take a picture, make sure you have this information in your brain. All right, so I have a bag here. It has 50 white and 50 red. I'm going to pull out two at a time because it makes two beans to make one bunny. And we're going to see what kind of bunnies were born in generation 1. All right, now normally I would tell you to pause right now and count the bunnies, but I'll do this first one with you. So remember, it takes two beans to make one bunny. So you should have some sort of chart in your notebook or on a piece of paper where you listed the possible genotypes. Okay, and so we're gonna count. So how many big F's do we have? All you have to do is go down the rows and count. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So under big F, I would write 14. All right, so now big F, little f, how many do we have? "22. Little f, how many do we have? "14. Okay, so that was generation 1, so I might want to put like a number 1 right next to it. Now, all of these bunnies are going to mate again. We're going to do this 4 times, and then something's going to happen to the environment. So watch the simulation, pause when you need to, and count how many bunnies there are of each, and then I will let you know when the environment changes. All right, at this point you should have 4 generations of data written down. But unfortunately now the environment changes. Okay, because of climate change and global warming, it gets really hot in the meadow where these bunnies live. So any bunnies with long fur, they don't survive. They get overheated and they die. So every generation now, some bunnies with long fur are still born, but they don't ever get to reproduce because they die before they reach that point in their life. So all of these bunnies, so sad, dead bunnies, these are the ones that are going to survive and get to reproduce. So now you can see we still have 50 white beans. Okay, we're never getting rid of the white ones. So we're always going to have 50. But the number of red beans that we have available has gone down. Okay, so now we're going to go on to generation 5. All right, so the last part of this lab is figuring out how to fill out this data table. This table is in your Google Slides. You can fill it out right on the table. And so I kind of color-coded these three go together, these three go together, and these two go together. So I printed mine out so I could show you how to fill it out. So for generation 1, if we look at our data that we wrote down during the video, we had 14 big F, we had 22 big F, little f's, and we had 14 little f rabbits. Okay, so how many F alleles? That's how many red beans did we have total. Okay. So if you remember at the beginning, I told you in that bag I had 50 white and 50 red. So that's easy. How many little F alleles? Those are the white beans. How many white beans did we have? Well, I just told you, 50. Total alleles, you add these up, that equals 100. Okay, now the frequency is a little different, okay? So we're going to do big F divided by the total, and then frequency of little f is little f divided by the total. All right, I know we all think we're math geniuses, so we'll say, oh, big F 50 divided by the total 100, that's 2. It's not 2. Use your calculator. Okay, so 50 divided by 100, it's the other way around. It's 0.5. It's 1/2. Okay, so 0.5. And then little f divided by the total, 50 divided by 100, is 0.5. Okay, so the rest of this slide should be easy. I kind of split it up. This is before the environmental change. So same thing, just count and record. And then we didn't change anything. We didn't take any beans out. We didn't add any beans. So this is going to stay the same. Okay, and then the more difficult part is the second page. Okay, after the change in the environment, what's happening now? So for generation 5, I counted the number of rabbits, so we could do one example. So there's one big F rabbit. There were 18 big F, little f. And there were 16 little f. Now, how many red beans are there? And how many white beans are there? Well, you might have to do a little counting, or you can do it using math. That's up to you. But remember what I said about the white beans? We didn't add any white, we didn't take out any white, so that's still 50. But red, we took out a bunch of red because a lot of the bunnies died. Okay, so how do we figure out how many red there were? Well, you could go back to the video and count. That always works. Or you could do it using math. Okay, so for every big F rabbit, there was one big F rabbit that had 2 red beans. Okay, so there's 2 red beans there, so 2 total. For every big F, little f rabbit, there were 18 of them, and they each have 1 red because they have 1 red and 1 white. So they have 1 red, so that's 18. So we have 18 reds there, and we have 2 reds here, and you just add them. So we had 20 red. Again, if you understand this, you can do that math. It's pretty simple. Or just go back to the video and count how many red beans there are. So we've got 50 white and 20 red. So the total is 70. Okay, so remember, this is still big F divided by total. And this is still little f divided by total. So just use your calculator. So we've got big F, 20 divided by total, 70. And that is 0.29. Okay, and then we have little f, 50 divided by total, 70. 0.71. Okay, and then just keep doing that for the rest of the data table. These numbers in yellow is what you're going to put in your graph. Okay, let me know if you have any questions about the data table or the graph, and good luck.